know how. Because as soon as she said it, it was like Matrix. As soon as I had chocolates, I just did backslide. Oh boy, I walked back to her and said, what did you say? I wanted to hear the remix. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys have been doing good. My name is Efe and I bring you content that has to do with makeup, beauty, DIY recipes. Now, if this is content that you like, please definitely consider subscribing. Would love to have you as part of the family. So basically, I'm doing a get ready with me video today. And I'm sure you can see from the title that I was robbed. It's funny, but it's not funny, and we'll get into it. But basically, I was robbed at Chocolate Point, and I will explain exactly what happened and how we can also, be more vigilant. So this story starts from when I was in primary school. Let me be doing the makeup. So we can be doing the makeup and be telling the story. This Get Ready With Me videos. It's not easy when you make up and, say the story, but we are hustling. So let me start with my makeup. I've already moisturized my face. Okay, great. So my hair is out of the way and I'm going to start by priming my face. Now, priming your face is really important, especially when you're going out. It's a bit hot today, so priming is definitely the way to go. So I'm going to be priming with my LA Girl Pro primer. So let me start the story. So let me give you a brief background about me. Basically, when I was young, I liked sweet mouth.
Sugar, 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 sugar. Sugar!
Is someone who has like a sweet tooth. Oh, this feels so good. It feels so good. I love it. Very matte, very dry feeling. Anywho, so I had sweet mouth. I liked sweet things. I was a sweet tooth. And it was a bit of a problem because now, I struggle with my kid, my first son. He's much better now, but when he was younger, he didn't want to eat. He was a very fussy eater.
I don't want to hear the word chicken. I don't want to look at it, feel it, taste it, or smell it ever again.
But the problem was he was just a fussy eater. But for me, I didn't like to eat. I would prefer to have a snack. I would prefer chocolate. I would prefer sweets. So it was as if I was paying for the sins that I caused my mom, because my mom would try so hard to get me to eat food, but chocolates did not finish for my mouth. So I went to a military primary school. My dad was in the army.
Ladies, a piano!
So I went to a military primary school, and in my lunchbox, I would have my crackers, I would have my Capri Sun, and I would always beg for a fun size chocolate to be put in as well. Much better. So if you guys are liking the way my face is looking, I've got some videos coming up to show you my natural skincare routine. It's not always about pumping yourself with chemicals and
Ain't nobody got time for that.
pumping yourself with hash creams. You can actually organically begin to handle your skin, so your skin will start to glow naturally and flawlessly. So I'm going to be using my True Match foundation. Now this foundation is really good. It gives me maximum coverage. Again, it's quite light. So when I use it, I don't feel the need to use something else. But today I'm going to be using a powder just to set it. But it's really light. You don't need anything to set it. And one pump goes a long way.
There you go. Fresh as a daisy. You look terrific.
I put my one pump in my hand. My skin has been experiencing some spots here, and I did a skincare routine to sort of help me fade it out. So gradually is doing that. So this foundation helps to just cover it up. So this story basically happened when I was about 5 to 6 years old. So in my school, we would have a teacher and an auntie. Now this aunties were like teaching assistants, but they had like a uniform. They would assist the teacher, not with the teaching, but with the cleaning and the tidying up. And there was one attached to every class. All of my siblings were in that school, were 5 kids in all. I was the youngest. So anytime we finished from school,
I can't wait to get to school each day.
My older ones will come to the class to take me to the car for us to go home. So on this particular day, people are wicked.
Apostle, we hear of
So
this.
a brief background. When you hear my name Efe, some people think I'm from Delta State, but I'm actually from Edo State. My mom is from the royal family, so she comes from a line of like third or fourth generation princess. Oh, I need to put some on the neck, innit? I'm going to be doing my brows now. Now, I'm going to be using my, this eyeliner. Please comment if you know this eyeliner. It is a very nice eyeliner, very pocket friendly too. I'm so happy when I discovered it in a supermarket here, and I was just like, what's sharing? And it is so cheap, you can buy a bag of it. So I'm going to be outlining my brows with my pencil, and I'm going to be using the Freedom Pro Brow to fill in my brows. So basically, my mom had this habit of wearing us jewelry to school. Now, I had more jewelry as a child than I do now. My mom would wear 18 karat gold necklaces and
it's actually kind of cool looking.
earring and bracelet. And then we'll also wear the coral bead on our hand. So it's basically wearing the earrings, necklace, pendant, bracelet, and coral. That is a bit too much for a child. I wouldn't even wear that for my child now, but my mom obviously had her own way of bringing up her kids. I didn't know that this made me an easy target in school.
Buy me more jewelry!
So that's the thing. It's not good to really rock up to school wearing all that jewelry, especially for a child. So I'm going to be using this to fill my brows. Now, different colors. I'm going to be using the medium shade to just fill that in. It now made me an easy target too.
I hear me.
Went to school one day. I'm concealing with my LA Girl Pro concealers.
I need like concealer like this size, just like, probably about 52 of these put together, and just conceal it so much it just disappears, really.
I'm using the color Fun for my top brows, and I'm going to use some Honey for my bottom brows. Again, my mother had put my earring and my necklace and bracelet. Small pikin, what's a small pikin? No. And it was a normal school day as far as I remember, because this story has stayed with me for over 3 decades. I know at this point you're trying to guess my age, but it will not work.
Really? One never discusses a woman's age, Michael.
Anyway, we could have fun and play a guess game of how old you think I am. I went to school this day, everything was normal. School closed and it was time for me to go. So as soon as we closed, I remember just putting my lunchbox in my school bag, and I was heading to the door of the classroom to see if my brother or any of my sisters were waiting to take me. While I was still in the classroom, I not even approached the door of the classroom. Now this auntie came to me. These aunties, I cannot even remember if she was the one that was always in my class. All I know back then is I recognized them by their green uniform. This auntie just came to meet me and said, your mom is waiting for you. Come, let me take you to your mom. Your mom is looking for you. So I was wondering, like, what's this one's own? Why are you telling me my mom is looking for me? You're not the one that takes me to the car, and some days my mom doesn't even come herself to pick us up. She was quite confident and she said to me, no, let me take you to your mommy. I resisted. I said, no.
No, never.
My brother will come and meet me, or my sister will come and meet me, and I continued towards the door of the classroom. Now, this is school time being over. Everybody was heading to the door. There was, there's a bit of like all the kids rushing to the door out of the school, and this woman kept talking to me.
Don't talk to me.
Even though I was smally, I remembered resisting and saying no. And she said, oh, do you know what she said to me next? She said, but I have chocolates for you.
Are you normal?
Hi!
Funke!
There used to be a song by Sir Victor Wifo. Is it Sir Victor Wifo? I don't forget. He said, now who no man? And the key man. So this woman apparently must have noticed or knew my habit of liking chocolate. She must have noticed. Know how. Because as soon as she said it, it was like Matrix. Oh boy, I walked back to her and said, what did you say? I wanted to hear the remix. He said, no, I have chocolate for you. You know, they always say a hook. That was my hook. As soon as I heard it, I stood by her. So she took me by the hand and we went out of the classroom. Now, the strangest thing happened. Tell me more, tell me more. This woman wasn't going towards the school gate where everybody is. This woman now took me to the back of the school.
Child!
And I said, no, ma. I said, no.
No.
Continue.
My mom is there. I was pointing to the school gate. She said, no. She said you should wait for her here. This woman now took me to the back of the school.
Wait on
where the incinerator was, where the bins were, you know, just like the back of house, no kid was always allowed to go to that area. You know, and then she said I should sit down on one of the slabs, the concrete slabs. She brought out a chocolate bar.
I'll take chocolate.
And showed me the chocolate and said, look, this is the one that is with me, but I want to go and bring a big one for you, okay? Hey! As I heard that one, I sat very well. I said, yes, I will wait. So this woman now said to me, hey, this your earring is fine. Let me remove it. Hey, is this the part where they say, Funke? He said, your earring is fine. Let me remove it. He said, your earring is fine. Bring it, but it's a bit dirty. Let me go and wash it for you. So when I said, no, I'll leave it, my mommy. He said, were you playing in the sand? It's a bit dirty. Let me go and wash it for you. No, mommy won't be happy that it's dirty. That's all.
Wait on
this woman, let me remove it for you. It's dirty. Efe, my earring gone.
Child!
This one too. Did sand touch it? That's how she removed my chain. Hey. No. Let me go and wash all. Efe,
will you keep quiet?
Bracelet. That's how she removed my vie. Because the coral, the native name we call it was Efe. That's how this woman removed everything. Hey. She now said to me that let her go and wash it at the tap. Then from there, let her go and bring her bag because her bag is where the big chocolates are. So as I had the big chocolate again, it's as if she just knew my mumu bottle, that my mumu bottle was chocolates. Chocolates. And then they take my eyes, see, chocolates.
Apostle, we hear of this.
So I've done my brows. So next thing now, I want to use a very natural, you know, they say nude is what is raining. So I want to use like a nude natural eyeshadow, you know, that belly there makeup. Let me see if I can do. So a friend of mine gave me this. It's like a cute little palette that has just got very neutral colors here. You know, it's got like nudes and all of that. So I'm going to be trying it today. So I'm going to be using that very natural brown as my transition. Let's see how that works.
Yep, for sure.
So that's how I sat down there. And this woman now left. She left. She said she's coming. I'm coming. So I was waiting for her. I waited and waited and waited.
You don't know nothing, but I'm going to tell you something.
Now, as a child, I didn't have a clock. I didn't even know how to tell the time. But it seemed like I waited and intended. I wait. I don't see this woman.
I never expected it.
I now got tired of waiting. I said, where is this woman? You know, and what kept motivating my little mind was, if I get up and go now, we might miss each other and I won't get that chocolate. I won't get the chocolate.
Child!
So I said, a couple of times I was about to give up, but I said, no, I can't give up. Let me wait.
Don't stop, don't give up.
Miss Uru, let me wait.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
My dear, by the time I saw that this woman wasn't coming, you know, I now came out of the back of the school and came into the school, looked left or right, trying to see if she's coming in from the distance, for where this woman was nowhere to be found. I looked left, I looked right, I couldn't find her. So I started going, took my bag, put my backpack on, and I started moving towards the school gates. As I was approaching the school gates, I saw a crowd, a small crowd at the school gates.
Good heavens. People.
So this small crowd, I just saw a lot of green uniforms. There were a lot of soldiers at the gates, and there were just a few other civilians. But okay, so I've put that really natural brown on my eyes. So I'm just going to follow that up with a little bit of gold. I like gold. I'm going to be using that gold first, and then I would see if I can create a smoky look with that. So I saw this crowd at the gate, and I was walking towards the gate, and I just heard my mom scream my name. I looked closer and I saw that she was in the center of that crowd, and I just saw her running towards me, and this about 4 or 5 soldiers were running behind her, and they were running to me. Came to me, my mom picked me up and carried me, and she was crying. I said, what happened? Hey. The soldiers, everybody was just shouting at me and asking me questions. Where have you been? Where have you been? Blah, blah, blah. And then my mom noticed and said, where's your earring? Where's your chain? Where's your Efe? I said, auntie took it. That's where they started shouting. Which auntie? And then these soldiers ran into, I said, she took me to the back of the school, and then, there was just pandemonium, They were running to my class, running to the back of the school. My mom was carrying me and leading me towards the school gate. It was just pandemonium. This hair is really irritating me now. I'm going to be doing a smoky look with that one. Let's see what it looks like. So apparently, they said this woman was a fake auntie.
You're a fake and a phony, and I wish I'd never laid eyes on you.
She had snuck into the school with a fake auntie's uniform.
I never expected it.
Basically had the nerve to come and rob. Who goes to military barracks to go and rob? Hey!
Whoa, deserve some accolades.
Obviously, I was too young. I was crying. I was traumatized. I just wanted to go home. I just wanted to go home and eat eba and okra. Because I was so hungry. I was tired. The sun had beaten me. The fact that everybody was just shouting and screaming around me made me so frightened and scared. And I just remember my mom meant so well. My mom was a bit flashy. She was a bit of a glamorous woman. So she basically used to just adorn her kids with a lot of jewelry. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is you become an easy target for people who want to rob people, because that was my first experience with anything to do with stealing or robbing. I never knew it existed. I was just brought up in such a comforting, loving home that I didn't even know that stealing and, people wanted to start robbing. I mean, who robs a child?
Are you trying to steal my stuff?
Who really robs a child? She is such a disgrace to womanhood.
A disgrace. And the sooner you leave this lovely community, the better.
Because how desperate can you be that you rob a child and you lure that child with chocolate?
With chocolate?
You knowing that I like chocolate, you use it to lure me. Like, I've told my kids this story so many times, and sometimes they would laugh at me because I tell the story in many different ways. Sometimes I can bring the humorous side of it, of me liking chocolate and all that. But I'm telling it today, not just the humorous side, but to also bring out the seriousness of the situation. If you're going to school, it's just best to underdress and, keep your kids out of that flashy light or that lamplight, like just basically if it's school time, it's little or no jewelry.
Time for school!
And from that point on, my dad put his foot down and it was basically little or no jewelry. In fact, for me, it impacted me so much so that even when I was in uni, we had a dress code of black and white. I would not wear any earring.
You are my greatest student.
I wouldn't even wear any jewelry. I wouldn't wear any jewelry at all to school. So I'm just going to be putting my lashes on. So lashes on, and I'm going to be contouring. The educating of our kids is so important because education is not just about formal education that they learn in school. It's about educating them on a daily basis and letting them know that People are not to be trusted.
The most wonderful lesson a child can learn: never trust nobody.
I don't want to sound like one of those parents who just basically suspects everyone, but you need to let your kids understand that people are actually not to be trusted. Don't talk to strangers. Don't forget to say your prayers at night. Remember God, He made you. That is my mantra every day. I just try to make sure they understand.
Who told me never to talk to strangers?
What made this so weird was the fact that I come from that family where even if we go to uncles and aunties' house, we're not even allowed to eat. So for me, that was like, the beginning. They didn't beat me that day, but from that day on, nobody told me. Anywhere I go, anywhere, even if we go to family friends' houses, we are cautioned on where we should eat and where we shouldn't eat.
So what are you going to do?
So I'm going to be using my Sasha Buttercup to just set my contour. Okay, so even though I look like a masquerade, I'm going to be leaving that for a bit before I dust it off. So next up, I'm going to be doing my lips. Okay, so now it's onto the lips. So basically, it's just to let them know that not every smiling face is to be trusted. Not everyone who is acting nice to them should be trusted. They have to come to you to tell you everything. This falls in line with what we discussed a couple of weeks ago about child molestation. There are a lot of predators out there, not just sexual predators, but predators that are just preying on young, innocent children. And to be honest, they honestly should be ashamed of themselves.
Lying to a child. Shame on you.
So I'm just going to be lining my lips. I'm going to be using an Essence lip liner to just line my lips. Now I've got this palette of lipsticks, so I'm going to be trying it. I've used it just once before. Again, it came with the eyeshadow, so I'm just going to be trying that out on my lips. I'm going to be finishing my lips with the Palladio lip gloss. It comes in a nice cute pink shade. So I'm going to be using my glassy kajal for my eyes. So the moral here is try to make our kids more aware and, not to make them an easy target. We can do so by unknowingly maybe wearing excessive jewelry, like it happened in my case. Making them unnecessarily too flashy. So that's just it. I try as much as possible to educate my kids, not to sit them down in a scary way and start telling them about the madness that happens in life, but just to give my life experiences and speak to them in a language that they can definitely understand and relate to. So I'm going to be using the Essence Electric Vibe eyeliner. Now this comes like in a blue shade, so I'm just going to be using that I'm going to be using that here just to beautify the eyes. Right, so that is done and dusted. I'm just going to get my hair combed and I'll see you in a bit. So this is my finished look. I have not worn earring, but this is what I'm looking like. It's like really natural makeup. I like the lips a bit pink, just to look very garnishing. So the whole moral of this story is what we said earlier. Let's not get our kids too out there by over glamming them more than their ages. And if it's school, let it just be restricted to acceptable school jewelry and clothing. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm all up for empowering our kids, and I'm all up for informal education of our kids, to just teach our kids about today's world and to get them much better prepared than we were when we were their age. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. Try and click the subscribe button and definitely consider subscribing. Click the like button as well. Help your sister out. Help your sister out. Yes. So until I come your way again, it's goodbye from me, and I guess I'll see you soon.